So we've been in this house for about 4 months now, just under 4 months. And since we moved in, we pretty much went straight into house projects. This is a new build, and typically you would assume a new build means you don't have to do much to it. But we really wanted to create a space that had a little bit of character to it, especially when you buy a new build home. It's really just white walls and it's kind of plain and boring. So we wanted to add a little bit of our style into this home. And today I'm just gonna show you around the living room and some of the stuff that I've done over the past few months since we've moved in. To kick off this living room tour, let's start right with kind of the centerpiece of the entire living room, and that is this fireplace wall and entertainment center. This is a piece that I fully built out. When we first moved in, this was just a wall in between windows, and we saw a great opportunity to build something cool and functional in this space. We really wanted to add a little bit of character here and some dimension to the room, because since it's so open concept, you can kind of get lost in this space and it all blends in. So this was our way of somewhat separating the area and kind of making it its own, I guess, living room setup a little bit more than it was before. From window to window, I believe, is about 9 feet. So that gave us the opportunity to build a 8-foot by 10-foot high fireplace. Now, I am not a construction guy whatsoever, but I do have very minimal knowledge of just cutting and using power tools and building things just from growing up around that. So it was somewhat of an easy process, but it was a lot of work. If you have any sort of experience with power tools, cutting wood, framing, then you can probably handle a project like this. Pretty simple. It's just a wood frame covered with drywall, and then I just finished the drywall and used a faux lime wash technique to create this kind of lime wash concrete look. Now this is just regular paint. It's 2 shades of regular paint dipped in water and kind of split in half, and you just paint like X strokes up the wall and it creates this cool texture. It's not too light, but it's not too dark, and it just kind of gives a perfect separation between the white walls and this open space and kind of brings everything together and makes it feel like it's its own piece. For the electric fireplace, we went with a 72-inch electric fireplace from Oxheart, which we found on Amazon. We found that the cheaper you go, the thicker the bezel is, the cheaper the flame looks. The more expensive you go, the thinner and the more realistic it looks. So we were able to find this in between on Amazon that didn't have a lot of reviews, but the reviews were really good. This was $579 US, which was kind of the perfect in between of what we were looking for. And we just took a chance on it. We didn't know what to expect. And I gotta say, when I put this in, I was incredibly impressed with the look of it, the build quality, and how realistic the flame is. It comes with a remote and you have a ton of different color options. However, we just keep this option right here just because it looks the most like a realistic flame. It does output heat, but really we're just using it for looks. We turn it on when we're watching TV. I think it looks really nice, especially as the sun's setting. It's getting a little dark outside. It just gives a really nice feel and makes the living room feel a little more cozy, even if it's not a real flame. Now let's move up to the first bit of tech that's in this living room, and this is our new TV. This is the Hisense 75-inch U8 mini LED 4K TV. I've never purchased Hisense. In the past, I felt like it was, a cheaper brand because I was always used to buying LG or Samsung or Sony, like the top brands. And when I was in the market for a new TV, I just did a little bit of research and found that this was probably the best option for the price. One of the reasons I went with mini LED versus OLED for the living room is we're in such a bright space. Our living room is just filled with glass and windows, so we get a ton of natural light all throughout the day, and I wanted to make sure my TV was going to be bright enough. And with OLED, it's typically going to be a little bit darker. This TV, mini LED, is going to give you a very similar color reproduction as OLED does, but it is, I think, up to 3,000 nits of brightness. I could be wrong, I'll put it on the screen if I am wrong. But it's incredibly bright at all times of the day. It doesn't matter if I'm watching it when the sun is creeping through or at night. It is bright enough for every environment, and the color just looks incredible. The blacks are very deep, like you're watching an OLED TV. The colors are so vibrant, and I've been very happy with this TV. Now, there are a little bit of drawbacks buying a TV like this versus, say, buying a $2,000 LG Evo G whatever OLED. It's very heavy. This thing is not as thin as some other OLED TVs and other OLED panels, and you could really feel that whenever you're trying to install this TV. I actually had to have my dad come over and help me put it up because it's just massive. It's a 75-inch TV, which is big in itself, but then to add the weight of this, between him and I, we could barely put this thing on the TV mount, so it's a heavy thing that I don't plan on ever moving from this wall until I'm getting rid of it. But overall, I'm super happy with the TV. The features in it, I use all of the smart features within the TV. I don't have an Apple TV or anything separate. All of the apps run smoothly. All of the kind of UI of Hisense has been great. It runs off of Google TV, so you can just connect your Google account and have everything set up there. Now, moving down to the soundbar that's connected to this. This is an old soundbar that I've had for about 3 years now. This is the Vizio M Series 5.1 surround sound soundbar. So I have the soundbar here. I have 2 surround speakers, which are actually hidden behind my couch because my wife hates surround sound. So I only get to bring them out whenever she's not watching. And then I have a sub to the right of that. The sound is great. It supports Dolby audio. And whenever you're watching certain Dolby activated movies or TV shows, I guess, the speakers will adjust the direction on the side. So these like kind of tweeter speakers will adjust the position to optimize the sound based on what you're watching. Sounds incredible. Now, I will say I want to beef this up in the future. I'd like to set up a proper home stereo, like surround sound setup. I just haven't quite figured out what to do. If you have a recommendation, please let me know in the comments, because I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I could use all the help that I can get. If you have a recommendation, I would appreciate that. But overall, I've been very happy with this. It's loud. It makes this room sound full. There is a lot of echo in here since it's all hardwood floor, even though we do have quite a bit of furniture in here. And I think it handles the acoustics, I guess you could say, pretty well for what it is. Now, since we're on the topic of tech, I wanted to take a quick moment to talk about today's video sponsor, and that is NordVPN. Now, you can tell I'm not in my house right now. I'm in a hotel. This is where I spend most of my year because I travel for work. Now, when you're traveling and you're outside of your home in the safety of your home network, it's important to have a VPN because there are people out here trying to get your data any way they can, and people have gotten really good at it. It's as easy as clicking the wrong Wi-Fi network when you're at a cafe or at a hotel. When you connect to NordVPN, they are taking your IP address and shooting you out to some random place in the world, which makes it impossible for hackers to find you. So right now, I'm physically in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm connected to the hotel Wi-Fi, and that's what my IP address is going to reflect. When I go to NordVPN, I'm just going to click on, I like to use the presets here. Within seconds, I'm now connected to somewhere on the East Coast. I am not in Pennsylvania. Now I am in Manassas, Virginia. A hacker's not gonna find where I'm at now that I'm connected to this. This has been my go-to on my computer and also on my phone. Anytime I'm on my phone, I'm connected to Wi-Fi, or even sometimes when I'm just connected to my cellular network, I'll connect with NordVPN and just, add an extra level of security to my phone. Right now, when you use my link, nordvpn.com/Pomano, and you sign up for a 2-year plan, you'll get 4 extra months completely on the house, plus a birthday free gift from NordVPN. And this is totally risk-free because they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So go to this link, check out NordVPN, and keep your network protected. Let's get back to the video. So that pretty much sums up the television and the entertainment wall. Now let's move on to the couch. This is from 7th Avenue, and you may have heard of it if you have researched any sort of home decor on Instagram. They've probably served you with an ad. Before we moved into this room, we really wanted a very long chase sectional, I guess is what it's called, and we wanted to build it out in a modular way to kind of choose how big it was going to be, and 7th Avenue gave us the opportunity to do that. Now, this couch is very expensive. I believe we spent around $6,000 on it, which I know sounds insane, but I do like that, you can kind of future-proof your purchase with the way you can move the couch around and reconfigure it. You can replace all of the covers. You can completely change the color of your couch if you want to in the future. Very happy with the build quality and everything that came with it. However, I will say, if you are considering buying this couch and you have a cat, do not buy the oatmeal beige or any of the, I think it's twill or tweed fabric, because the little fibers just get destroyed by any cat's claws. We've only had this couch for 1 year, and we're constantly cutting off little fibers that our cat just completely destroys. The second she hops on this couch, she rips up a little piece, and it just is so frustrating, but there's nothing we can do about that. We've really tried everything, and we have just accepted that we bought the wrong type of material for a young cat. So something to consider there if you are ever going to buy a 7th Avenue couch, or really any couch with a cat. Be careful of the materials that you pick because they could get destroyed. But all of that aside, I love this couch. It's 170 inches, so it's massive. Our living room is huge, and this kind of fills up the space perfectly. It gives us a lot of space to sit and also have guests over and they can sit here. We don't feel like we're crammed onto a single couch. For the rug down here, I have no idea where this rug is. My wife bought it, but I will put a link in the description. It looks nice. I think it fits this organic modern look that we're going for. My wife has a really good sense of style when it comes to that stuff. So she picked the rug. She picked this olive tree that's kind of sitting in the corner here next to the window, and any of the branches and kind of like accessories in this space. She picked all of that, and I'll try to leave links in the description for as much of this stuff as I can. Let's talk real quick about some of the home tech that's in this living room. There's not much, but there are a few things that I want to cover. The first being the Shark air purifier. Now, we have pets that shed like crazy, and we really wanted to try to keep this space somewhat under control with the pet hair, even though we vacuum all the time. And we felt this air purifier would just kind of help pull in some of the dander and dog hair and cat hair that kind of comes about in the space. I think it works pretty well. It has this automatic sensor that just kind of detects the air quality, and it will adjust the fan speeds based on that. Most of the time it says it has 100% air quality and it's not really on. I'm not sure how much of that is a placebo or if it's really cleaning our air. We could probably use a few more of them around the space because it is a big space and I don't think it's covering everything, but this is just kind of a nice thing we wanted to add in here just in case it does help, and it wasn't too terribly expensive on Amazon. Now, speaking of pet hair, we have a golden retriever and we have a cat that both shed like crazy, so we're constantly vacuuming up pet hair to keep this house clean. So we picked up this Shark robot vacuum to kind of help us maintain some of the pet hair. When it was working, it worked really great. Picked up a ton of pet hair and we noticed a difference for a couple months that we had it. However, recently I don't know what happened. It thinks it's clogged, but it's not. And so it just kind of stopped working. So I need to figure out if it's actually broken or if it's a user error or not. But I would recommend it if you don't have to put it through the ringer with the amount of pet hair we have. Maybe if you have a smaller apartment, because this thing also can't get through our entire home without dying and having to go back and charge. It typically takes all day for it to work because it, does the living room and it goes back and it charges for like 6 hours and then it goes back into the back of the house. And I don't think it's really meant to handle such a large space. So it might not be the best for you if you have a home, but if you have a smaller apartment, it might be a little more fitting. All right, moving over to the other side of the house. This is our dining room area. I know this is a living room tour, but since our whole house is so open concept, I kind of treat this as one space. But this area over here is the dining room setup. And this space right here probably is the most spruced up area. This is the spot that my wife has put a lot of time into, starting with the dining room table and the buffet itself. These are both from Pottery Barn. This is the Toscana buffet and the Toscana dining table. We really wanted a dining room table that was large enough to host events and have our family over for the holidays, stuff like that. And this table is massive. It's an 88-inch table that expands out to 124 inches. We have 8 chairs here. These are from Rove Concepts. To give this space a little bit of character, I had to do some wall treatments on the back here. This is a picture frame wall, I guess is what you would call it, with 2 battery operated lamps from Amazon. This is probably one of the easiest home things that you can do to spruce up your space, is to create picture frame walls or any sort of wall treatment. All you need is a nail gun and some trim, and you make a few cuts and you put it on the wall, you paint it, you seal it. It's very, very easy to do, and it makes the space look so much more unique and gives it a lot more character than it would if it was just a plain wall. All right, to end off this video, it's not necessarily a part of the living room, but I worked so hard on this stupid project that I just wanted to show it to somebody. This right here is our bar. Now, this is just an empty nook that kind of is in this landing between the living room and the kitchen, and it goes into the laundry room and into the garage. This space is kind of a pointless space. There's not much to do with it, so we decided to build a bar here. Now, this project took me about 4 months. I quit about 4 times because what it is actual tile on the wall. I've never done tile work in my life. I completely butchered it, but this is a tile pattern just running up the wall vertically, framed by more tile, which the only reason I had to frame it like this is because I butchered the project and I had to save it somehow. It was just a whole nightmare. And then we wanted to create like this, I guess, Gatsby look, like this 1920s speakeasy bar is the best way I could describe it. The shelf is from Pottery Barn. The light up here, this little chandelier, is from Lamps Plus, and I think everything just ties in really well. I love the look of it. Again, classy, timeless. It's a little different from what is in here. This is more organic modern. This, I don't even know what you would call it. If you are a design expert and you know what it's called, let me know in the comments. So yeah, that is the last part of this video. I just had to show it off because I needed someone to look at it. I spent way too much time on that stupid project. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. I absolutely love this living room. I've spent so much time and hard work building this out to where it's at now, and I love how everything turned out. It's a space that really feels like mine and my wife's, and we love spending time here, and I'm excited to build more content on the channel around this space and to continue kind of building it out and developing it. If you did find this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Say hello in the comments and let me know your favorite part about this living room, your least favorite part. And if you're not already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm going to be posting a lot more of this type of content moving forward, and I would love to have you all along for the ride. But until then, I will see you all in the next video. Later.